Vanessa Redgrave.
Vanessa Redgrave, CBE, is an English actress of stage, screen and television, as well as a political activist. Redgrave rose to prominence in 1961 playing Rosalind in As You Like It with the Royal Shakespeare Company and has since made more than 35 appearances on London's West End and Broadway, winning both the Tony and Olivier Awards. On screen, she has starred in more than 80 films, including Blow Up, 1966, Isadora, 1968, Mary, Queen of Scots, 1971, The Devils, 1971, Julia, 1977, The Bostonians, 1984, Howard's End, 1992, Mission: Impossible, 1996, and Atonement, 2007. Redgrave was proclaimed by Arthur Miller and Tennessee Williams as the greatest living actress of our times, and she remains the only British actress ever to win the Oscar, Emmy, Tony, Olivier, Cannes, Golden Globe, and the Screen Actors Guild Awards. In 2003, Redgrave was inducted into the American Theatre Hall of Fame. She was also the recipient of the 2010 BAFTA Fellowship in recognition of an outstanding and exceptional contribution to film. A member of the Redgrave family of actors, she is the daughter of Sir Michael Redgrave and Lady Redgrave, the actress Rachel Kempson, the sister of Lynn Redgrave and Corin Redgrave, the mother of actresses Jolie Richardson and Natasha Richardson, and the aunt of British actress Gemma Redgrave.
Personal life and family.
Redgrave was born in Greenwich, London, the daughter of actors Sir Michael Redgrave and Rachel Kempson. Laurence Olivier announced her birth to the audience at a performance of Hamlet at the Old Vic, when he said that Laurence, played by Sir Michael, had a daughter. She was educated at the Alice Otley School, Worcester, and Queensgate School, London, before coming out as a debutante. Her late siblings, Lynn Redgrave and Corin Redgrave, were also acclaimed actors. Redgrave's daughters, Natasha Richardson, 1963–2009, and Jolie Richardson, b. 1965, from her 1962–67 marriage to film director Tony Richardson, also built respected acting careers. In 1967, the year she divorced her husband Tony Richardson, who left her for the French actress Jeanne Moreau, she became romantically involved with Italian actor Franco Nero when they met on the set of Camelot. In 1969, they had a son, Carlo Gabriele Redgrave Speranero, known professionally as Carlo Gabriele Nero, a screenwriter and director. After separating for many years, during which they both had relationships with other people, they reunited and married on December 31, 2006. Carlo Nero directed Redgrave in the cinematic adaptation of Wallace Shawn's play The Fever. In 1967, Redgrave was made a Commander, CBE, of the Order of the British Empire. It was reported that she declined a damehood in 1999. From 1971 to 1986, she had a long-term relationship with actor Timothy Dalton, with whom she had starred in the film Mary, Queen of Scots. Within 14 months in 2009 and 2010, she lost both a daughter and her two younger siblings. Her daughter Natasha Richardson died on March 18, 2009 from a traumatic brain injury caused by a skiing accident. On April 6, 2010, her brother, Corin Redgrave, died, and on May 2, 2010, her sister, Lynn Redgrave, died.
Career. Stage.
Vanessa Redgrave entered the Central School of Speech and Drama in 1954. She first appeared in the West End, playing opposite her brother, in 1958. In 1959, she appeared at the Shakespeare Memorial Theatre under the direction of Peter Hall as Helena in A Midsummer's Night Dream opposite Charles Laughton as Bottom and Coriolanus opposite Laurence Olivier, in the title role, Albert Finney and Edith Evans. In 1960, Redgrave had her first starring role in Robert Bolt's The Tiger and the Horse, in which she co-starred with her father. In 1961, she played Rosalind in As You Like It for the Royal Shakespeare Company. In 1962, she played Imogen in William Gaskell's production of Cymbeline for the RSC. In 1966, Redgrave created the role of Jean Brodie in the Donald Albury production of The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, adapted for the stage by J. Preston Allen from the novel by Muriel Spark. She won 4 Evening Standard Awards for Best Actress in 4 decades. She was awarded the Laurence Olivier Award for Actress of the Year in a revival in 1984 for The Aspen Papers. In the 1990s, her theatre work included Prospero in The Tempest at Shakespeare's Globe in London. In 2003 she won a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play for her performance in the Broadway revival of Eugene O'Neill's Long Day's Journey into Night. In January 2006, Redgrave was presented the Ibsen Centennial Award for her outstanding work in interpreting many of Henrik Ibsen's works over the last decades. Previous recipients of the award include Liv Ullmann, Glenda Jackson and Claire Bloom. In 2007, Redgrave played Joan Didion in her Broadway stage adaptation of her 2005 book, The Year of Magical Thinking, which played 144 regular performances in a 24-week limited engagement at the Booth Theatre. For this, she won the Drama Desk Award for Outstanding One-Person Show and was nominated for the Tony Award for Best Performance by a Leading Actress in a Play. She reprised the role at the Lyttelton Theatre at the Royal National Theatre in London to mixed reviews. She also spent a week performing the work at the Theatre Royal in Bath in September 2008. She once again performed the role of Joan Didion for a special benefit at New York's Cathedral of St. John the Divine on October 26, 2009. The performance was originally slated to debut on April 27, but was pushed due to the death of Redgrave's daughter Natasha. The proceeds for the benefit were donated to the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA. Both charities work to provide help for the children of Gaza. In October 2010, she starred in the Broadway premiere of Driving Miss Daisy, starring in the title role opposite James Earl Jones. The show premiered on October 25, 2010 at the John Golden Theatre in New York City to rave reviews. The production was originally scheduled to run to January 29, 2011 but due to a successful response and high box office sales, was extended to April 9, 2011. In May 2011, she was nominated for a Tony Award for Best Performance by a Leading Actress in a Play for the role of Daisy in Driving Miss Daisy. The play transferred to the Wyndham's Theatre in London from September 26 to December 17, 2011. In 2013, Redgrave starred alongside Jesse Eisenberg in Eisenberg's The Revisionist. The New York production ran from February 15 to April 27. Redgrave played a Polish Holocaust survivor in the play. In September 2013 Redgrave once again starred opposite James Earl Jones in a production of Much Ado About Nothing at the Old Vic, London, directed by Mark Rylance. In a poll of industry experts and readers conducted by The Stage in 2010, Redgrave was ranked as the 9th greatest stage actor-actress of all time.
Early film work.
Highlights of Redgrave's early film career include her first starring role in Morgan, A Suitable Case for Treatment, for which she earned an Oscar nomination, a Cannes Award, a Golden Globe nomination and a BAFTA Film Award nomination. Her portrayal of a cool London swinger in 1966's Blow Up. Her spirited portrayal of dancer Isadora Duncan in Isadora, for which she won a National Society of Film Critics Award for Best Actress, a second prize for the Best Female Performance at the Cannes Film Festival, along with a Golden Globe and Oscar nomination in 1969. And various portrayals of historical figures, ranging from Andromache in The Trojan Women, to Mary, Queen of Scots in the film of the same name. She also played the role of Guinevere in the film Camelot with Richard Harris in Franco Nero, and briefly as Sylvia Pankhurst in Oh, What a Lovely War.
Julia, the Palestinian and the Oscar controversy.
In 1977, Redgrave funded and narrated a documentary film The Palestinian about Palestinians and the activities of the Palestinian Liberation Organization. That same year she starred in the film Julia, about a woman murdered by the Nazi German regime in the years prior to World War II for her anti-fascist activism. Her co-star in the film was Jane Fonda, playing writer Lillian Hellman, who, in her 2005 autobiography, noted that when Redgrave was nominated for an Oscar in 1978, for her role in Julia, members of the Jewish Defense League, JDL, led by Rabbi Muklain, burned effigies of Redgrave and picketed the Academy Awards ceremony to protest against both Redgrave and her support of the Palestinian cause. Redgrave's performance in Julia garnered an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Accepting the award, Redgrave said, later in the broadcast, veteran screenwriter and Oscar presenter Paddy Chayefsky told the audience members that in 1978, Rabbi Muklain published a book entitled Listen Vanessa, I Am a Zionist, which was later renamed Listen World, Listen Jew, in direct response to Redgrave's comments at the Academy Awards. To this day some Jewish groups, such as the Jewish Defense League, consider Redgrave an opponent and a supporter of terrorism, citing remarks she has made such as, Zionism is a brutal, racist ideology. And it is a brutal racist regime.
Later film career.
Later film roles of note include those of suffragist Olive Chancellor in The Bostonians, 1984, a fourth Best Actress Academy Award nomination, transsexual tennis player Renee Richardson's Second Serve, 1986. Mrs. Wilcox in Howard's End, 1992, her sixth Academy Award nomination, this time in a supporting role. Crime boss Max in Mission Impossible, 1996, when discussing the role of Max, De Palma and Cruise thought it would be fun to cast an actor like Redgrave. They then decided to go with the real thing. Oscar Wilde's mother in Wilde, 1997. Clarissa Dalloway in Mrs. Dalloway, 1997. And Dr. Sonia Wick in Girl, Interrupted, 1999. Many of these roles and others garnered her widespread accolades. Her performance as a lesbian mourning the loss of her longtime partner in the HBO series If These Walls Could Talk To earned her a Golden Globe for Best TV Series Supporting Actress in 2000, as well as earning an Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a TV film or miniseries. This same performance also led to an Excellence in Media Award from the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, GLAAD. The award honors a member of the entertainment community who has made a significant difference in promoting equal rights for lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgendered people. In 2004, Redgrave joined the second season cast of the hit FX series Nip Tuck, portraying Dr. Erica Norton, the mother of Julia McNamara, who is played by her real-life daughter Jolie Richardson. She also made appearances in the third and sixth seasons. In 2006, Redgrave starred opposite Peter O'Toole in the acclaimed film Venus. A year later, Redgrave starred in Evening and the acclaimed Atonement, in which she received a Broadcast Film Critics Association Award nomination for a performance that took up only 7 minutes of screen time. In 2008, Redgrave appeared as a narrator in an Arts Alliance production, Identity of the Soul. In 2009, Redgrave starred in the BBC remake of The Day of the Triffids, with her daughter Jolie. In the midst of losing her daughter, Natasha Richardson, Redgrave signed on to play Eleanor of Aquitaine in Ridley Scott's version of Robin Hood, which began filming shortly after Natasha's death. Redgrave later withdrew from the film for personal reasons. The part was given to her evening co-star Eileen Atkins. She was next seen in Letters to Juliet opposite her husband Franco Nero. She had small roles in Eva, a Romanian drama film that premiered at the 2010 Cannes Film Festival, as well as in Julian Schnabel's Palestinian drama Myril, which was screened at the 67th Venice International Film Festival. She voiced the character of Winnie the Giant Tortoise in the 2010 environmental animated film Animals United, and played a supporting role in the Bosnia set political drama, The Whistleblower, which premiered at the 2010 Toronto International Film Festival. Both Myril and The Whistleblower were released theatrically in the US in 2011. Redgrave also narrated Patrick Keeler's semi-fictional 2010 documentary, Robinson in Ruins. Since 2012, Redgrave has narrated the BBC series called The Midwife. She also played leading roles in two 2011 historical films, Shakespeare's Coriolanus, which marked actor Ralph Fiennes' directorial debut, in which she plays Volumnia, and Roland Emmerich's Anonymous, as Queen Elizabeth I. More recently she starred with Terence Stamp and Gemma Arterton in the British comedy-drama Song for Marion and with Forest Whitaker in The Butler, directed by Lee Daniels. She will also appear with Steve Carell and Channing Tatum in the upcoming Foxcatcher.
Political activism.
Redgrave and her brother Corin founded the Workers' Revolutionary Party in the 1970s. Vanessa ran for parliament several times as a party member but never received more than a few hundred votes. In 1980, Redgrave made her American TV debut as concentration camp survivor Fania Fee-Nailan in the Arthur Miller scripted TV movie Playing for Time, a part for which she won an Emmy as Outstanding Lead Actress in 1981. The decision to cast Redgrave as Fee-Nailan was, however, a source of controversy. In light of Redgrave's support for the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, even Fee-Nailan objected to her casting. Redgrave was perplexed by such hostility, stating in her 1991 autobiography her long-held belief that the struggle against anti-Semitism and for the self-determination of the Palestinians form a single whole. In 1984, Redgrave sued the Boston Symphony Orchestra, claiming that the orchestra had fired her from a performance because of her support of the PLO. Lillian Hellman testified in court on Redgrave's behalf. Redgrave won on account of breach of contract, but did not win on the claim that the Boston Orchestra had violated her civil rights by firing her. In 1995, Redgrave was elected to serve as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. In December 2002, Redgrave paid Ps $50,000 bail for Chechen separatist Deputy Premier and Special Envoy Akhmed Zakhaev, who had sought political asylum in the United Kingdom and was accused by the Russian government of aiding and abetting hostage-takings in the Moscow hostage crisis of 2002 and guerrilla warfare against Russia. At a press conference Redgrave said she feared for Zakhaev's safety if he were extradited to Russia on terrorism charges. He would die of a heart attack, or some other mysterious explanation offered by Russia, she said. On November 13, 2003, a London court rejected the Russian government's request for Zakhaev's extradition. Instead, the court accepted a plea by lawyers for Zakhaev that he would not get a fair trial, and could even face torture, in Russia. It would be unjust and oppressive to return Mr. Zakhaev to Russia, Judge Timothy Workman ruled. In December 2003, it was revealed that Redgrave had declined the offer of being made a dame from Tony Blair's new Labour government. In 2004 Vanessa Redgrave and her brother Corin Redgrave launched the Peace and Progress Party, which campaigned against the Iraq War and for human rights. However, in June 2005 Redgrave left the party. Redgrave has been an outspoken critic of the war on terrorism. During a June 2005 interview on Larry King Live, Redgrave was challenged on this criticism and on her political views. In response she questioned whether there can be true democracy if the political leadership of the United States and Britain does not uphold the values for which my father's generation fought the Nazis. Millions of people gave their lives against the Soviet Union's regime because of democracy and what democracy meant: no torture, no camps, no detention forever or without trial. Techniques are not just alleged, they have actually been written about by the FBI. I don't think it's being far left to uphold the rule of law. In March 2006 Redgrave remarked in an interview with U.S. broadcast journalist Amy Goodman, "I don't know of a single government that actually abides by international human rights law, not one, including my own. In fact, violate these laws in the most despicable and obscene way, I would say." Goodman's interview with Redgrave took place in the actress's West London home on the evening of March 7, and covered a range of subjects, particularly the cancellation by the New York Theatre Workshop of the Alan Rickman production My Name is Rachel Corrie. "Such a development," said Redgrave, "was an act of catastrophic cowardice, as the essence of life and the essence of theatre is to communicate about lives, either lives that have ended or lives that are still alive, beliefs, and what is in those beliefs." In June 2006 she was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Transylvania International Film Festival, one of whose sponsors is a mining company named Gabriel Resources. she dedicated the award to a community organization from Rosia, Montana, Romania, which is campaigning against a gold mine that Gabriel Resources is seeking to build near the village. Gabriel Resources placed an open letter in The Guardian on June 23, 2006, attacking Redgrave, arguing the case for the mine, and exhibiting support for it among the inhabitants. The open letter is signed by 77 villagers. In December 2007, Redgrave was named as one of the possible suretors who paid the PS $50,000 bail for Jamal al-Banna, one of 3 British residents arrested after landing back in the UK following 4 years' captivity at Guantanamo Bay. Redgrave has declined to be specific about her financial involvement but said she was very happy to be of some small assistance for Jamal and his wife, adding, "It is a profound honor and I am glad to be alive to be able to do this." Guantanamo Bay, Gitmo, is a concentration camp.
Awards and nominations.